Here is the console cover for a 2013 GM truck. This is a Yukon XL. This is what we're going to be covering here today. This is a cover that I made out of an old chamois seat cover. I looked and looked and looked for a console lid cover that wasn't fake leather. They all are, I don't like that on my arm. I don't like the feeling of leather or even that fake leather. It's just so sticky on your arm, your forearm. So I made this one originally with some trial and error just out of a piece of old seat cover. This is the seat cover that I bought, and I'll give you the price of that in the description. You can see the difference in the front and the back, so keep that in mind when you're putting on these elastic straps. I understood that this part's going to fold over the front of the lid. So the front of the cover is going to be folding, so I started the elastic here. And I'm going to show you those measurements. And these, we'll talk about these later. So just to let you know that the wider the better with this elastic. This is 1 1/2 inch elastic. I would not go less than that. And there's a seam right here, and I hand sewed this whole thing, which is a pain in the butt, but it does work. So I double stitched it, but I used this seam as my connection point. So I went here, back and forth on this. And so this first one starts at about 4 inches from here to here. Okay? And the next one, you can go either way, but what I'm going to do is measure from here. It's about 9 inches from here to here, with a separation of about 3 1/4 inches. Now these last two are close because, again, this is going to come back down. This part's going to fold down on the back side of the console cover / lid. So this one is going to be about 11 1/2 inches from this front line right here, and about, if I can do this right, 1 3/4 inches from this one. So there's a spacing here of about 1 3/4 inches. Stitching here is actually pretty easy. I used a large needle. So I had a really large needle, and this is just black thread. This is pretty rustic, but it's meant to last and to work. So now I'm going to show you the length of the elastic. These are all the same length. And I had one that was long enough so that I was able to, get 3. If you wanted to add another one here, it wouldn't hurt at all. I just think that the one I have right now fits pretty good. So I'm just going to figure in about 1/8 of an inch here and 1/8 of an inch here. And this is tighter, it doesn't matter, it's elastic. So if you wanted to add a total of another 1/4 of an inch, fine. But I'm going to stretch this out so this is not anything but taut. Exactly 1 foot. And if you wanted to make them shorter, then the elastic would just be tighter, and this would pull in a little tighter on the side. So there's no harm in doing it, it's elastic. But I would caution you against going longer than 1 foot, because then it would be too loose. I thought I'd add a little detail about how this clasp goes on to the elastic for the console cover. I'm going to try to do this with one hand, but you can see it's actually pretty easy. And you just kind of feed that through that little slot there. Hello. And then cinch it up. Smooth it out a little bit. And that's it. You're good to go. This is the final installation. and it fits over just really super nicely. Sorry about this, but trying to give you a sense of how well it fits. And these are attachment points for the elastic. And this is so comfortable. It's padded, and it really is a wonderful cover. So there's a latch to open up the cover, and you stick your hand down in this little pouch. I've used this pouch for my cell phone. I really like it, but I wouldn't keep things in here because just like the tray, once you lift this up, everything's going to come out. So you can also push to the front of this, and it'll work that way as well. And then up it goes. And here's the elastic attachment points. And then here are the clasps that were in the back of the seat cover. You can see how I've integrated this back elastic into those, and this goes through the back obviously. And it keeps it there very well. So everything is snug and secure. Anyway, I hope that you like this upgrade and modification of a seat cover to a console cover.